Does the time of day you inject an investigational medicine actually matter? Retatrutide's 6-day half-life means plasma levels stay stable regardless of injection time, but when you inject can still affect how well you tolerate it. Let's break that down. So, is there a best time of day to inject retatrutide, morning or night? It's a really common question, and the honest answer is the evidence doesn't point clearly to either one. What matters most is consistency. Here's why. Retatrutide is still an investigational medication. At the time of recording, it hasn't been approved by the MHRA or the EMA for routine use in the UK. It's currently being studied in clinical trials, and it works differently from other injectable medications you might have heard of like semaglutide or tirzepatide. While those target one or two receptors, retatrutide is a triple receptor agonist. It activates GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon receptors simultaneously. That triple mechanism is what makes it distinct, and it's a big part of why it's generating so much interest in metabolic research. Because it's given as a once-weekly subcutaneous injection with a half-life of approximately 6 days, your plasma levels stay relatively stable throughout the week. That's quite different from a daily tablet, where timing relative to meals or your body clock can really shift how the medication is absorbed. With retatrutide, the pharmacology doesn't change meaningfully based on whether you inject in the morning or the evening. So why does the question still matter because of how you feel after injecting? The most commonly reported side effects in trial data are gastrointestinal, things like nausea, vomiting, and reduced appetite. Some people find that injecting in the evening means any nausea peaks overnight while they're asleep, which makes it easier to manage. Others prefer the morning so they can monitor how they feel during the day. There's no published trial that has directly compared morning versus evening dosing for retatrutide, so this really does come down to individual experience and preference. What the evidence does support, in line with NHS guidance for comparable weekly injectables, is that consistency matters more than the specific hour. Choosing a day and a time you can stick to each week is the most important factor. One important safety point: if you experience severe or persistent abdominal pain, repeated vomiting, or any signs of dehydration, seek urgent medical advice. Don't wait. And please be aware, this video does not provide dosing instructions, amounts, or calculations. Only follow timing guidance given by your trial team or prescriber. Do not obtain or use compounded or unlicensed retatrutide outside of a clinical trial or legitimate prescription. Any instructions must come from your clinician or pharmacist. If you're currently enrolled in a clinical trial, follow the timing and missed dose guidance from your trial team directly. General information online, including this video, is not a substitute for your specific protocol. If you're following retatrutide closely because you're interested in future treatment options, here's what's worth discussing with your doctor when the time comes. Which time of day suits your routine best, how to manage gastrointestinal side effects, and the current licensing status of any medication before starting. You can check the latest status via the MHRA or EMA websites directly. So to recap, retatrutide's long half-life means the time of day you inject has little pharmacological impact. The best time is whichever helps you manage side effects well and stick to a consistent weekly schedule. And if you're in a clinical trial, always follow your trial team's guidance above anything else. Have you been following the retatrutide research? Drop a comment below. We'd love to know what questions you have. If you found this useful, give it a like and subscribe to the Bolt channel for more evidence-based health content. And as always, speak to a healthcare professional for advice that's right for you personally.